Short form videos are blowing up in 2025. From Instagram to Facebook to TikTok, of course, and even LinkedIn is prioritizing short form videos. If you already have long form videos, how do you turn them into short form videos with minimal effort and without it taking up so much of your time? I used to struggle with this too. I would create one big video for YouTube and then I would feel guilty if I wasn't getting the most out of the same content by sharing parts of it on other platforms as well, because I just didn't have the energy or time to do it all over again. But then I realized that if I use a little bit of pre-planning and structuring my workflows and customize my templates and my brand elements, and I use a bit of tech help, I could actually do this repurposing much faster. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 workflows that I use to repurpose my long form videos into short form using Descript without it taking up a super long time. And I use Descript because it lets me do all of it within the same platform without me having to jump between different softwares and different tools all the time. So let's dive in. I have my AI and brand content system in which I write down all my workflows, worksheets, templates, tools, and swipe files. When I start creating content, I just go to that system. I just open up my short form video system here because I have all my notes and everything in here. I'm going to share with you from here my 3 workflows. The first one is what I call my no-brainer extraction, which is repurposing in one clip with AI. This works when you have a long form video with multiple small points or multiple small sections, which can easily become short form videos on their own. You can just tell AI to break it up. And this is how you do it in Descript. When I have my long form video open, whether I have recorded it in Descript or uploaded it, I have the video open. I just go to Underload and create clips. Then it asks how many clips and clip duration. If I say 5 and clip duration 45 seconds, it will create videos, not exactly 45 seconds, but around the same time, anywhere between 30 and 50 usually. You can give a topic as well, describe the goal and criteria to find the latest clips. You can try it out or leave it blank. If I do this method, I usually leave it blank. I don't even change anything in the layout. And then I just click submit. And it creates a new composition. A composition is like a file almost. And I talked about this more in my recording and editing videos. I'll put the link in the description. But essentially, when you create a new composition, it just creates a new version of the video, like a new file. Because it's creating clips, it will automatically come in a vertical format. Now what you can do, you can change your scene. You can change the layout. So I'm going to go to the Descript layout and see what options they have here. Okay. So there are some layouts like this over here that you can just apply. And now you can edit it if you want. You can also customize the caption here. When you go to layer, you can choose your font size, border, background, shadow, etc. You can customize this completely. What I do is I create a default template for myself, the one that I like to use, and I save it in my layout pack. Then I can just search for it. It's my short form pack, and it applies it automatically. I've added the shadow, colors, and the font size and everything. So I just switch to it automatically. So I don't waste time doing it every time. Then it creates these clips and I can edit it if I want. I add B-rolls, etc. And then I can publish. The next workflow is the one that I use when I want to have a little bit more control over my content. This is a strategic selection method when I take clips out of my existing long form content, but I don't use AI to do it. Sometimes it's maybe not so easy for AI to take out the clips on its own. I do it manually, carefully selecting which parts I want to repurpose into a short form video. Then I take those selections and simply create new videos out of them. I even try to do my first long form script and record the videos a little bit like that, planning a little bit ahead on how I'm going to talk so that it becomes easy later to create and take out certain clips from there. And then when I'm done recording the video, I know exactly the parts that I had in mind. So I just select them and save them to a new composition. I'm going to go back to the script. So what I do is I copy this and I give it a color. And I can copy multiple text and maybe I give this a different color. And then I can take this, I can say duplicate to the last used composition, or I can choose a composition here. Here, I have no idea which one it was because they all look the same. So I'm just going to put it in my last used composition. And then it's going to add it here as well. These are 2 different scenes, but I can choose the layout for each scene and then repurpose it. I'm going to change both of these to my layout. So now we are at the same stage that we were when the clips were created. I can edit the captions, add B-roll, stock footage, etc. Then I can publish. How I choose these parts also differs. Like maybe it could be a short explanation, a quick tip, or a little story. It really depends. It takes a little bit more time, obviously, than having AI created for you, but it gives me so much more control over the message, focusing exactly on what I really want to share and what might resonate with my audience. And it's not like I don't use AI here. When I record and edit the videos in Descript, I will also use the AI tools for clarity, for shortening word gaps, for removing retakes, and even eye contact and studio sound. So I use AI, but not for extraction, just for editing the videos. Method 3 is actually my favorite when my long form content doesn't naturally break down into good short clips. I call it my freshly baked approach, where I record separate short form scripts from scratch based on the long form video that I already have. If you've ever created a long form video where everything is so connected that pulling out a second clip doesn't make a lot of sense on its own, then you know what I'm talking about. Or maybe the pacing or the way I talk about the topic is different than what works for short term. Or maybe the clips are so disjointed that bringing them together takes more work than just recording a new one from scratch. So this is where I create a new fresh script. I thought about the solution when I had created a really in-depth training video, but when I tried to pull clips, nothing made sense. I spent so much time trying to join all of them together that I was like, start from scratch already. So that's my third workflow that I'm going to share with you now. So what I do is I go back to my system, which is this one, and I take my prompt and give it to ChatGPT, and I ask it to generate new scripts from scratch based on the long form video transcript. For example, I put in my whole prompt over here and it asks me the content or topic idea. I take my long form video that I recorded on Descript and I just put that transcript directly. I give it all the details of what I want to include. And then it creates 5 different scripts for me. And I'm very clear what I want in the script. So it should have a hook, an intro, main body, and conclusion. And it should be between 60 seconds to 3 minutes long. If you want my prompt and access to my whole system, there's a link in the description. Just go check it out. It's for free right now, and you will have all the resources you need to create your own content systems. What I love about this workflow is that ChatGPT creates completely different, or any tool, I keep saying ChatGPT, but it's basically any AI tool, will create completely different scripts based on the core content or the core idea of my original content, but it is restructured in a way that works much better for short form. Now that I have my scripts, I edit them. What I also do is I record them at the same time that I'm recording my long form videos. This workflow really helps me get the most out of a single recording session, so I don't have to do it again. It lets me create fresh content without having to come up with completely new content ideas. And sometimes ChatGPT or AI actually catches angles to my content that I hadn't already thought of. So those are my 3 workflows on how I repurpose long form into short form using Descript and a little bit of strategy and creativity. The no-brainer AI method, when my video can be easily broken up into short clips and I don't have to think much. The second one is the strategic selection method, when I want a bit more control on exactly how the clips are done. And the fresh script approach, when my content doesn't naturally break up into standalone pieces. Sometimes I actually use all 3 methods. For some parts of it, I will use the AI method, but some parts I will also shoot like raw scripts. The biggest reason I use all my systems and workflows is that I think content doesn't have to be this huge time suck and overwhelming thing that we have to do. If you found this helpful, then hit the subscribe button. Next, I'm going to share some tips and tricks that I use to record and edit videos in Descript even faster. If you're feeling overwhelmed with content creation, it's not that you're not doing it. It's not that you need to work harder or forever on it. You just need better and smarter systems.